might as well get into some interesting stuff. Please, Clown Baby. Let's talk about the Brown Mountain UFO. Or UFOs.
Well...
Why is it going to be the Brown Mountain?
Yeah, come on.
I think it was named after someone last name Brown. But
I dated a girl called the Brown Mountain. She was big. A lot of junk in the truck.
She's in the shit play.
I don't know about that. I'm not going to date a girl in the shit. Man, maybe I would date a girl in the shit play.
Just go to Brown Mountain.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay. I was just kind of insinuating I was probably dating,
large black woman.
Yes. That's correct.
So that Mike's dating the Brown
24,
Mountain.
36.
I sent this article in, Jeff. It's called the Brown Mountain UFOs. And you read this article. Can you give us a little rundown on what's going on with the Brown Mountain?
Well, there's a Brown Mountain. There's actually a phenomenon that goes on there. It's some kind of a ghost light that's actually been recorded. There's actually a really great video in the article of seeing these lights that appear. But this is covered by this kind of links to the Kentucky Goblins too at kind of the end of the article. But these are these mountain lights that have been recorded by many people, and they're unexplained. They still occur to this day. They've been seen as far back as the 1200s by Native American tribes. So,
and we talked about the Kentucky Goblins on the end of the last podcast after you vacated, and we didn't really dig too deep into the Kentucky Goblins. I think that we should. It's pretty interesting.
It's a really elaborate story because there's that one specific account of the family.
I actually just listened to that Mysterious Universe episode again today.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And a lot of people think the Kentucky Goblins are just a bunch of rednecks down there in the woods making moonshine. But no, there's a legitimate stories and sightings that people... It's one particular region of the woods in Kentucky. It's on the eastern side, and it has repeated stories of paranormal activity, UFO sightings, a whole bunch of... a long and storied history. But I'm sorry, Jeff, please go on about the Brown Mountain, my girlfriend.
Yes. So this guy in the 1960s named Ralph Lale, and he apparently had been investigating the lights because he's heard of a lot of, stuff going on with the phenomenon. And he got down, on the, forest floor in the valley. Apparently a orb flew over him close, that he's mesmerized by it, and he scanned him, and he followed it back to a cave.
Following it back to a cave.
Now, I'm reading down the story as you're kind of paraphrasing it, and I see a headline here. It says, "A furniture salesman goes to space." Is this where you're getting to?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we have to have that part.
Yeah.
So he witnessed, he saw, blah, blah, blah. There's all these lights. He saw this thing in the forest, and he went back to a cave. Let's see. Let me find the exact thing. It was 10 or 12 feet across the object, almost a perfect circle, a brown center that wasn't touching the ground. It was floating, luminescent. Then after chasing a radiant light through the valley, he followed it. He watches it dart into a cave, emerging from the base of the mountain. And he went inside the cage. He watched the boulder slide open, so the orb passed through this boulder side of a cave, kind of like a gate. He kept following it, and then it's kind of like these crystalline tunnels, kind of he said it looks like it was cut by a laser. And he found the light source. He found himself in a massive chamber where he heard a voice that said, "Do not fear, there's no danger here." Apparently he sat down on some seat provided for him, probably a rock or something, who knows. And it's the giant glowing lights. It was a gas-based life form from the planet Venus. And it shared with them the secret of mankind that humans had not developed on Earth, but instead they'd come from a planet Pewam, and it was destroyed by a terrible accident that involved splitting electrons.
So the Venetians, this Venetian gas alien, which takes the form of light, is telling you...
I'm not sure if they'd be called Venetians.
They're from...
Venetians are people from Venice. He met some Italians inside.
A small Polynesian.
Out my cave.
Here's the secret of life.
Not being gay.
So Ralph, the furniture salesman, chases a glowing orb into a cave and talks to gas entities from Venus.
Who provide him with an IKEA chair.
Yes. And they explain to him, look, you guys aren't from here. And actually, you guys destroyed yourselves by creating nuclear weapons in the past, hence splitting the atom or splitting electrons.
Yeah, he said on Paywam, the human's original planet.
Ah.
Oh, Venusians is what they're called, not Venetians.
Venusians.
No, Venusians, not Venetians.
Yeah. Those Venetians. He said, okay. He said, in the being told him to warn humanity about the danger they were in, and if he failed, the Venusians would have no choice but to destroy man for the good of the planet.
And they thought,
hold on. The furniture salesman has to warn people of what?
Yeah. Yep.
Do not split the electron, not the atom, but I guess splitting electrons is somehow worse and will destroy a planet.
Have we split any electrons yet? Isn't that what the electron collider does? It collides electrons to make them split.
Not sure.
So are we going to get exploded by some gases? Are we going to be attacked by explosive gas?
Hopefully. We can eat some bunch of beans and get attacked by Venusians.
Go to IKEA and warn the people about the dangers of humanity, furniture salesman.
Let's split the electron. Tell the cash register.
Warn the store manager not to split the atom.
So here's where furniture salesman goes to space. He returns several weeks later on a second trip to the cave, where he was again met by the mysterious glowing light. Had the mysterious numbing sensation. Then he heard a voice said, "Welcome, friend."
Welcome, friend.
So he said, by keeping the location of the cave secret, Ralph had passed the voices test. I guess the beam or the lights test. It offered him opportunity of lifetime in return. If he wished, the Venusians would allow him to enter one of their crafts they stored inside the mountain, where safely inside the ship he could be transported to their home planet of Venus.
What the?
We're taking you to Venus to enslave you, to make furniture for us, and clean our bathrooms.
What is a gas life form spaceship like?
It stinks.
It smells horrible.
It's just a glass bubble.
It's a fiber carbon porta potty.
Does it have blue liquid in it?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it runs off of. Those are actually spaceships. That's actually rocket fuel. Venus.
Oh, that explains the homeless guy in New York that used to live in the porta potty.
He's a Venetian.
He makes a lot more sense now.
He's a gas life form from Venus. So he, without hesitation, he climbed in there, and they took him off to Venus. When they reached Venus, Ralph was greeted by a group of friendly Venusians, but they looked a bit. He said they looked a bit like humans did, but more beautiful in every way. So the super beautiful humans that apparently that's what they look like on Venus when they're on their gas planet. As the aliens
they become
visitor,
human life forms on Venus?
Apparently, I don't know. They said they look like humans when they're on Venus.
So they're just like nanu, where we have bodies now?
I guess because they're gas and there's more gas. So there's no explanation for that.
All right. It sounds like this furniture salesman was huffing some fucking varnish.
No, it gets better.
Did this furniture salesman get on Venus and say, "Hey, this place stinks. I would have been here sooner, but I ran out of gas."
So he knew. So these aliens were eager to study their new friend from planet Earth, and he noticed that they were all male. As he scanned the crowd, his eyes caught the glimpse of a voluptuous figure in the distance.
Wait, they're all male?
Well, there was watching in the commotion. One of them was the most beautiful woman he had ever laid eyes on. She was hypnotizing.
Oh wow!
Wait a minute, this kind of sounds like the Time Machine. Did this guy just huffed varnish and read the Time Machine?
No, well, he maybe could have. Well, he said once the native men had finished poking and prodding him, Ralph rushed to the gorgeous alien.
Welcome, friend.
Compliments.
We're excited to see you.
After they poked and prodded him, what did they do? Took him for refreshments?
No, he ran over to the alien woman and started giving her tons of compliments.
What the hell?
So he's just trying to pick up alien babes?
Well, I mean, he's the only one there. Why not? I mean, that's what Captain Kirk does.
That's true.
So this is the most believable thing in the story right here.
So they picked up the only single furniture salesman
on Earth, apparently.
Okay.
Boner.
So once, okay, he Okay, so they showered her with compliments. He had some poking and prodding on his mind as well, and as it would happen, she took him up on the offer. So,
Nice.
so after the
They're like, okay, you're done. Let's take a tour of the city.
Yep, exactly. You're done. We brought you here to have sex with the hottest woman. Now let's tour the city.
She's just smoking a cigarette.
And they revealed that there were many more beings among the stars, many more different alien races, I guess. And then they revoked his intergalactic passport. Apparently, they told him he had to leave. So
Wait
Wait a minute.
second.
Who issues intergalactic passports?
I guess it was more of it's kind of just a device they used in the story, saying they told him they gave him the Donald Trump. They have to go back.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, look at all of this.
Is that what he's saying? Like, this has got to be mind-boggling to a person who's taken to Venus, has sex with the only woman there, right?
The most beautiful
The only woman
woman
that
on the planet.
saw.
Is the only woman he saw.
They didn't even mention that
He had green
that
skin.
he had green skin. And then they show him the city and said, "Oh, by the way, here's the secrets of the galaxy and the universe. And by the way, we're revoking your passport. Now get the fuck out of here."
Why'd they revoke his passport? What did he do?
He banged her, took a tour of the city. They taught him about all the other alien races, and they said, "You got to go."
So he pulled a George Costanza and had sex with somebody he wasn't supposed to.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause that's the one.
All the other dudes were like, he's just going in there to have tea with her.
Well, you think about it. They bring in another male to have sex with the only other beautiful Venetian on the planet.
Maybe the rest of the dudes on the planet are gay. They're,
Well, they
they're Venetians.
They're an alien race of cuckolds.
I don't know. So he's on Venus. I said, "Dude, you got to get out of here, dude. You're hammered. You've been drinking wine all day, having sex with everything that you can." But we only now found out you're a furniture salesman. We thought you were Obama, and so you got to go.
You were the alien.
Yeah, we thought you were someone more important.
And then there's
We really do have to get going.
Yep, we really do.
So when they returned from space adventure, he was reminded to spread the word about the dangers of electron splitting once again.
When you go back to IKEA, make sure you clean the restrooms and inform people not to split the atom and make better furniture too. Yeah.
Yeah, use a hex wrench. As they were leaving the mountain, he discovered a mummified body, a small body, a humanoid creature. It was only a few feet tall. It was a large round head, and when Ralph inquired about the dead being, the glowing orb replied that he was free to remove it and take it with him to serve as proof of his journey.
Go ahead and clean up the dead bodies we left here.
Oh, you want that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's trash, but yes, you can have it if you like it.
I was just going to leave it lay there for centuries, but if you want to, I suppose you could take it for a gift.
One alien's trash is another alien's treasure, I suppose.
So then they show the only known photo of the alien mummy here in this article.
Yes, they do.
That looks like a dehydrated, doll.
It looks like your typical Venetian.
Yeah.
I like his
So
underwear.
your typical short Italian man.
So it says right here under this, or above this picture, the entire trip had taken Ralph only 8 hours, and soon he found himself back in the forest at the base of Brown Mountain.
That's when he woke up with the varnish stains around the mouth, and he was like, "Holy shit, what happened?"
And he was passed out in the dumpster at Taco Bell.
With a large Stretch Armstrong, a life-size Stretch Armstrong.
So you want to wrap this up? I mean, we're getting close.
Yeah. So he took the alien dead body back, placed it in that coffin with glass on it, had it on display.
God knows what with it. In private.
That was his coffee table for 20 years.
Did I see you bang that thing?
Ralph, what are you doing? You're a furniture salesman.
So he had it there. UFO just came to see it and whatever, and everybody came by, to take pictures and discovered. Apparently, government agents or people asking about it would come around and just say, "Don't go see it. It's just some hoax." But apparently, in secret, they'd offer him large sums of money to buy it, which he always refused.
Don't look at it. Hey, buddy. I got $50,000 if you give it to us.
But I guess something to substantiate it was Alan Greenfield, apparently a veteran UFO researcher. shared the story in about Brown Mountain investigations in the 1970s. He said, one of my visits there, frankly, I don't remember which, this nicely dressed local guy supposedly came to my motel room for no apparent reason and to warn me that Lael was a local moonshiner. At the time, it seemed very normal, but if a bit unexpected. He identified himself, but his name disappeared from my memory, but it was probably me poking around a rural area that brought him to me. To uphold local pride or whatever, but who knows? Maybe he was just a man in black. A thought that didn't strike me until years later. He knew I was there, what I was there for, and wanted to, in some fashion, discredit the local contactee. So he would really, some guy just walked up to his hotel room and said, "Hey, don't go see that guy. He's just a crazy moonshiner."
Yeah, that guy fucks aliens. Leave him alone. It's bad news.
No, you don't want to see what he does to that thing.
He fucks Phoenicians. Look, beyond this insane story, which, it's just a personal account. This is probably told second, third, fourth hand at this point. There is a video, a Nightscope video.
Yeah, get to that real quick.
Of actual, Brown Mountain lights. So there is paranormal activity going on around the mountain, and we don't know. I mean, there's obviously disinformation that goes on with the UFO phenomenon. This story could be it, and the actual phenomenon could be real. So we don't know.
Just to wrap it up, the guy Ralph died. The body, his shop, his furniture shop, was bulldozed for whatever reason, and the body was lost, never seen again. Of whatever that.
He's got AIDS.
Did he die of AIDS, or what happened? Did he say why?
Died at age 69, probably 1978. Could have been early grids.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have unprotected sex on Venus.
You get venereal diseases.
Yeah. Oh.
That word actually comes from Venus, from venereal temples. That's what the blood.
I'll give you a ding for that. That's a good fun fact. Okay.
Are we going to watch the lights videos?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see some brown lights.
Okay, yeah, that's from the National Geographic expedition. The author of this story apparently went there, and they saw some lights, and they found like a cave that kind of matched whatever they had Ralphie had told. And they also apparently, guys in government vehicles were taking pictures of them. It's just better if you read the whole article because we could go on for like 10 more minutes.
So let's
just watch this National Geographic video.
We're watching it right now. It's a night scope. It's all green, but you do see like a blue light pop up, and it's turning red now. It's moving in
weird, kind of weird. It's like moving in weird shapes.
The same kind of, I would say, movement that a lightning bug or a firefly would move in. But hey, there's some other weird stuff going on.
Also, that kind of looked like, to me, anyways,
a lens flare.
Yeah, refraction inside the lenses, otherwise known as lens flare.
I don't discount that. I mean,
because especially since the horizon line is right in line with the lens.
Hey, fuckers with cameras, use a fucking tripod. Or stand or sit down. Stop shaking the goddamn camera so much. Makes me angry. I'll keep yelling.
How long is this video?
It's 3 hours.
Are we going to see some more?
It's 3 hours, and you're only about 30 seconds in.
Yeah. So
the event occurs in the first minute.
Yeah, we saw that. So yeah, we saw the event.
I mean, that without additional, that very well could have just been lens flare.
It's very tough.
At the time that he's doing it, the lens is tipping down. It's at the right angle.
You don't know what it is. It's very inconclusive.
Yeah.
It's not the same consistency of light you'd see in a night shot, where it's basically shades of green is what you're
yeah, and that was like blue and red.
Yeah, so I don't know how that really, I don't know how to make sense of that other than it's not definitive. But I mean, yeah, there's probably folklore around this mountain, and there's probably other stories.
Well, there is a Native American sightings of these lights dating back hundreds of years.
Okay, there you go.
And the lights were seen in the 1800s by Western settlers from Europe and stuff. So it's definitely not cars or trains.
So in the Brown Mountain overlook on NC Highway, where's this? This is in North Carolina?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We should go there. This apparently is from September to November is when you can see the lights.
Well, what are we going to do? We're going to go to a UFO convention and go to Brown Mountain?
I'd rather just go to Brown Mountain, probably.
Okay. Is there a camping site? I'd go.
We'd have to look into it.
Want to do some acid, man?
You'd see something.
I got some peyote buttons, bro.
Yo, man, want to do some?
You might wake up in a cave though with some
man.
Venetians.
The aliens will ask you to take their garbage with you.
Want to start shrooming and go Venus, man? Come on, let's do it. I like that story. I like these goofy stories. They're
I
actually.
recommend reading the entire article because it does tie back into the Kentucky Goblins, but it would be another 10 minutes at least.
The Kentucky Goblins are very. We'll have to touch on that more.
We should just do like a whole show, like you did with Planet X.
Yeah,
We could all research parts of it and talk about it.
The Kentucky Goblins is so storied, and it's so.
It ties into this though. This actual Brown Mountain alien body.
Can you tell us briefly how the Kentucky Goblins tie into this? In two words.
It's the same author of the story.
Okay.
Series Universe usually likes to use what's her name? This Week in Weird.
Yeah, the Week in Weird is actually they do some really interesting articles, and it's probably one of the more consistent websites when it comes to paranormal, UFO, and these strange stories. They do a great job. I'd love to get one of those people on the show.
So apparently the new Goblin case in 2013. This contact he had was a mutual friend, this Terry Risk guy. He had no idea who the person was, started digging, found out this Terry Risk guy, who was a contact with him on, who was, I guess, an informant for his Kentucky Goblin investigation. Apparently found a Terry R. Rest uses a pseudonym, an ex-military occultist interviewed in two rather obscure books printed in the mid-'90s, The Secret Cipher of the UFO Knots, which I think one of us needs to get one of these books and read it.
Okay.
I might buy one tonight. And The Secret Rituals of the Men in Black. These particular books are about as fringe as you can get, blah, 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 in ufology.
The Secret Cipher
the strange
book.
part is interviews.
The Secret Cipher book is the other interview I was talking to you about, Mike.
Oh.
He interviews the guy that wrote that book, and he wrote a cipher that's based off the Book of the Law, where supposedly you can accurately predict when the next UFO sightings are based off different things that are said in the reports.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but so in brief, the strange part, he said the interviews dealt in these books with this one contact, dealt heavily with secret cave bases and special forces sent to maintain them, which one part I skipped was when the author was at the area or the lodge they stayed at, they talked to the owners, and the owners gave a bunch of stories, and they said there's a lot of military presence in the area. So I said it was special forces training missions, but they never believed it. So that's where that ties in there.
All right. Interesting. Special forces training. We get that with this weird phenomenon. We get that with missing 411. We get that all over the place. All right.
Venetian
You got
alien
toys?
sex?
Hey, do you want to give James a call? Let's see if we can add him to the call.
My oh my.
My oh my. Okay, let's go ahead and transition over to James.